From food to toys to electronics, the supply chain crisis is making things harder to find and more expensive to buy. That includes pet supplies. Ileana Diaz reveals where you might actually be able to locate some hard to find items for your fur baby. I thought you might be near a bird store when I heard that chirping, but I realized you are in Miami.
Yeah, there are birds and animals everywhere here, so it sort of feels like you're always in a pet store. But let me tell you, Adrian, it is so hard to find pet supplies right now. It took me about 3 weeks to find this wee pad for one of my dogs, Mabel, and then for my other dog, my puppy, it took me about a week to score this dog food. And that's because these two items are coming from overseas, and right now all of those shipments are very much still delayed, and people are still feeling that pressure of trying to find those items with the supply chain problems. Now, let me tell you, many people have felt a lot of stress over the last couple of months trying to find their usual pet supplies, the food, or the medicine for their furry friends. The American Pet Product Association says pet ownership is up 70% this year, and spending is also up 11%. So now that there's a higher demand for food and supplies, and the ports are still backed up, it's become nearly impossible to get items overseas like canned food, nail clippers, brushes, and puppy pads. And big box stores and online retailers have been hit harder since they buy in bulk from China and from Europe. But there is some good news for some local mom and pop pet stores. Their shelves are pretty full right now, and they're seeing new customers daily.
You know, it all comes down to smaller people. Every time you keep shrinking your supply, chain, you're able to get better things. When you have to deal with what everybody has to get at the same time, then you're hurting.
And you just heard him. He's not really hurting. He owns this store right here. All of his shelves are pretty much full, and that's because he says he buys most of the food and the supplies right here in the United States. And he suggested if anyone is looking for supplies or food for their pets, that they should definitely check with their local stores first. The only downside, Adrian, is that oftentimes the items here cost a little bit more.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.